Oh, hi there. And here we are on day 99 in the Old Testament reading, and we continue in Deuteronomy, chapter 11 and chapter 12. And I won't say much on this because the basic heart of it is God's love for his people, and he calls his people to love him, and he calls his people to express their love in obedience. And that's how we express our love. As we've said before, God's love language is obedience. And then he says, when you get into the promised land, he's really preparing them. He says, don't worship their idols. Get rid of their idols. Don't have anything to do with their idols, because what they do is detestable. What they do is horrible. And again, I think God speaks to us in the same way about running away from false idols, running away from worshipping money or material possessions or relationships or ways of controlling other people or anything like that. He says, run to me, put me first. Don't mix with sin. Don't mix with other stuff. Keep pure in the land that I'm giving you. And then he says why, and we've mentioned this before, but right at the end, he says about the nations that they're going to go into. They even burn their sons and daughters in the fire as sacrifices to their gods. And I've sometimes heard people say, why did the Lord say, wipe out all those people? You know, what was going on? It was wiping out practices that were evil. If you knew that there was a people nearby that they actually burnt their children as sacrifices, they burnt them to death, you would say, we've got to do something about that. Well, God was going to do something about that. He was sending his people to bring justice where there was injustice, to actually bring peace where there was no peace. But sometimes you have to fight for peace. And the other thing that I want to mention here, and he keeps saying to them, I will show you the place where you'll worship. There's a place where you'll worship. And I think he's speaking of Jerusalem, which was to come, where you're to bring sacrifices, where you're to come and bless me, to praise me. And of course, for us, everywhere is now the place of worship, because the place of worship, the holy place, is above all in our hearts. It's not in a building. It's not in a cathedral or a church or a warehouse or an arena. It's not going to a place. It's finding a place in our hearts to worship him. And we need to always remember that. See you soon.